Welcome back to Newbreed Film Reviews. We are on episode 27. I'm on the podcast with Brian. And
what's going on?
And on this episode, we're going to talk about Mad Max Fury Road. And I'm pretty excited because I'm a big Mad Max fan. And I got some things to say about it, good and bad. Brian has some stuff to say. Do you want to kick it off, Brian?
Yeah, I just first like to touch on the fact that anybody can know that I'm a big time Mad Max fan. I don't think I'm as in depth as you, Dave, because I'm sure that you can repeat every single part of all the three movies. And like you had said, you watched all three of them beforehand.
Yeah.
And I watched all three trailers of all three movies to kind of like revamp my thought process as far as Mad Max would go.
Mm-hmm.
Just to get a good idea. And I'm sure you can beat me in Mad Max knowledge, but I'll just I'll make a point that I had the chance to go see a movie this weekend, and I have a newborn son, so it's kind of hard babysitting wise, to figure it all out. And it was either Mad Max or Avengers, and I picked Mad Max Fury Road because I was just way more excited about it than the Avengers. I thought it was going to be an awesome movie when I first saw the trailer. Me and you were talking back and forth like, yeah, this is going to be awesome. It just looks epic.
Mm-hmm.
And especially Tom Hardy, I think he did a good job in Mel Gibson's role in Mad Max. We'll touch on that later.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that George Miller came back to and he has completely owned the Mad Max trilogy. Well, now it's a fourth movie, so the whole franchise is awesome because he's able to keep that same flavor, that same
feel.
So yeah, but all time best action movie I have seen. And I can't remember how long,
Dude, I'm gonna be honest and just say, cause I have like cons, and I think I was gonna go through the cons being like anal with it, because like I'm such a big Mad Max fan, cause it's the Punisher on wheels. it's the same kind of character. So naturally I'm gonna be a big fan, but I'm gonna go through the cons. The pros far outweigh the cons. Damn, I forgot.
So if you want, yeah, I'm cool with that. We can talk about some of like the cons that we saw with it, because we're obviously going to end it strong, because like you had said, and me too, I think more pros. Like, I'm going to own it. When it comes out on Blu-ray, I'm buying it,
Oh, I remember what I was going to say before I went on a mini rant. It's kind of sad. I think I'm getting Alzheimer's or something, like at an early age. I was going to say, when you mentioned about the best action movie you've seen in a while, dude, I say this, and I'm not bullshitting, I'm not kidding. It legitimately had the most action I've ever seen in a movie. Like, it was like non-stop, beginning to end action. And I was just like blown away. like what the heck is going on here? And it had like little mini moments of like story, but I think the movie, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not. Do you want to do like half non-spoiler, half spoiler?
Yeah. Let's wait it out. So any of you guys that are listening right now and want to check it out, we'll talk about Mad Max. We'll talk about the movie. We'll talk about parts of the franchise, and then we'll go into our spoilers. We'll give you a heads up though, so you can sign off if you want, or you can run all the way through spoilers and see what we think about it, and then you guys can go check it out. So,
all right. So I guess I'm gonna go through the cons, and I don't want it to make it sound like I'm hating on the movie or I don't like it, because I loved it. I'm gonna buy it as soon as it comes out. The pros far, far outweigh the cons, but quickly, without spoilers, I'm just gonna flat out say straight up that Mel Gibson was a better Mad Max. I
agree with you.
That's my opinion. Like, I love Tom Hardy to death. He did a great job, but if I had to pick between one or the other, I'm gonna say Mel was just better. Like, something about Mel's, he was like born for it, just flat out. He was born to play Mad Max.
Funny story. You know how he got the role for Mad Max?
How?
So he showed up, Goose in the first film?
Yeah.
So that's his buddy who went to the acting gig to get on for the first Mad Max movie. And Mel Gibson went and dropped him off for the movie. for the audition for the film, and he was all beat up from the night before. He got in a bar fight.
Yeah.
And they said they needed like, rough and tough biker characters, so they told him, come back. And it wasn't for the starring role. They said just come back in about a week, and then we'll see if you're good for one of the acting roles as like a biker gang guy. And he showed up the next week, and he was looking all Mel Gibson like, with all his nice looks, and they cast him for the lead role. So
wow, dude.
Yep.
And now it's just history right there.
Exactly. He just, it just fell into his lap. And I agree with you. Tom Hardy, I think, did a good job, but like me and you text right after we saw the movie, and he's not Mel Gibson, Mad Max,
And the thing is, dude, like, people are going to hear it on our podcast first. Like, the movie's fresh and it's new, so people are going to like gravitate towards Hardy, and they're going to be like, oh, Hardy was the best. But when the dust settles, like, I think people they're gonna agree and say, Mel was better. Like you said it, like, he had more charisma for the character. He added like a little bit of humor to the character. And, just everything, dude, like the look, like Mel Gibson is Mad Max, but I think Tom Hardy did great. He just was like a different kind of Mad Max. He was kind of,
he put his own spin on it.
He was kind of like, I don't really want to get into
No, we'll get into it later.
Yeah. So that's like one con. I'm also going to say, I think the music was better for the older movies. I think the music was like more memorable and went with the action, but I did like the music in the new one. Like, but if I had to choose, it was just more memorable, the older music.
So let me touch on that. Are y'all done talking about that?
Yeah.
All right. So, epic kind of Hans Zimmer song that they do in the movie. I think you posted it on Facebook today.
Yeah.
The
I'm gonna look it up right now.
Really cool.
That's an awesome track.
I don't know what it's called. So I liked it. And does it not pump you up when you get to those action scenes and they start playing it,
Yeah. It's called, It's called Chapter Doof. I mean, that's what it was titled, how I found it.
Chapter Doof.
And it's one of the main, it plays like one of the main sequences. It is like a ridiculous track.
So be with me on this. It sounds like we're going to give this movie a lot of love. So don't sign off right now because, we're putting our cons in, but these are stupid, like little mini cons, I think they regurgitated the song too much in the movie. Like they used it every single time there was an action scene.
Well, like
that's my personal opinion.
Similar style.
That same kind of like drum set and that same like high violins. They used it. Like I just kept like it's cool because I guess they linked all the action scenes together with that one track. But I just think they just kept using that same track. I guess I understand because. I'm not going to spoil anything you guys seen in the trailer, the guitar and the drum set that goes into battle, I guess when they're in, when they're in battle, that thing's there and there's where the drums and that's where the guitar comes in. But I just think they kept using that same soundtrack, that same song.
I kind of got an explanation for it, but I guess, like, I want to talk about it in a spoiler section of the podcast.
Sure.
Cause I don't want to ruin it for people. Like, I'm just gonna get this out the way and just kind of grade it before we get into the spoilers, cause I don't want to make it sound like I'm hating on it. Like, I loved it, and I would recommend it to anybody. Like, if you're an action junkie, and if you're a fan of the Mad Max series, you need to go see this. Like, it is
all time, like you said, all time best action movie I've seen in a long, long time. Like, top notch action and constant. Nonstop.
Insanity. So I'll just flat out say I will recommend it. It's worth the ticket and then some. I'm gonna grade for an action movie. I'm gonna grade it an A+. Like, for an action movie, if that's what you're looking for.
I'm going A. Yep. I'm gonna go an A.
For a Mad Max movie, comparing it to the others, I give it a B. That's my grade on it. Like, I think my favorite is still Road Warrior out of all four. I don't know how you feel, Brian.
Yes. Road Warrior, I would say so. Road Warrior and this one would be my two top Mad Max picks now.
And I agree with that. Thunderdome, I liked it. It's a close third with Fury Road. Like, Thunderdome was kind of cool. It had its cool parts. I don't care for like the tribal kids segments. It was kind of like just thrown in there to me, but
yeah.
So, what would you grade it, dude? Like,
I would say an A. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely like a 9, 9.5 if I was going out of 10.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, what do they, didn't, Rotten Tomatoes give it like a 90 something percent?
The critics was like a 99%, dude.
Yeah,
and
it's ranked, 25 out of the top 250 movies on IMDb. So.
Yeah. And,
pretty good.
I think the user rating was like 94%. It was just like absurdly high ratings.
Yeah.
Like,
so I eat my words on the last podcast that we hopped on, Dave. Did I not say that it wasn't going to work for the mass public?
Yeah.
And that it would be kind of cult classic. I'll eat my words. I'll eat them.
you did, but here's the thing though, like it cost $150 million to make, and I think over the weekend they made over $40 million. So it's on track to make its money back, but we'll see if it, cause
Didn't
like,
blow out the first weekend. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see if it makes its money and it's like a true hit, because George Miller said that he wants to do 2 more, and Tom Hardy signed up for 4 more.
I read that. Yep. Tom Hardy signed up for 4 more movies. I don't know what the hell they're going to do with 4 more movies, but that's cool. Yeah. I guess. Yeah.
He's got a hell of a franchise on his hands. Tom Hardy.
Does.
But, you want to get into the spoiler section so we could kind of.
Yeah. So we can really, really deep dive and touch on the movie.
All right.
I'm for it.
So to the people listening, if you saw the movie, stick with us and get into the conversation. Just hear us out on pros and cons. If you didn't see the movie and you want to stick around, that's up to you. But we're about to get into the nitty gritty of the film. So you have like 3 seconds.
5 seconds before you get to spoilers.
Yep. So fair warning, we're getting into spoilers right now. You ready, Bri?
Ready.
All right, spoiler section. So I'm gonna just continue with some of the cons, dude. Like I said, Road Warrior is still my favorite. The originals had a better like vibe to them to me. Like this one, they kind of sacrificed story and like the vibe for action. It was just like straight up action straight through. So I think they cut out character development and story for that. I'm
with you. Yeah, they didn't, Charlize Theron, her character, you kind of are figuring out what happened with her, but they really didn't develop her as a character. Like, you do have to piece some things together and things make sense, and they dropped like little one-liners for you to be able to put things 2 and 2 together. They're both going for redemption, and, I'm with you. They nicely sacrificed it for a huge amount of action.
Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, like, I'm not even bullshitting. Like, that's the most action I've ever seen in a movie. Like, it was like literally beginning to end with little bits of like dialogue and character development in a way, but it just went right back to action. It was just nuts. And that goes back to like what you were saying about the music. Dude, it probably was one track. There was like there was no time to switch to another track. 'Cause it was like a constant like chase, like throughout the whole movie, It was like one A to B like chase through the whole freaking movie.
Yeah, the entire movie was a chase scene.
It was ridiculous, dude.
If we do another chase scene, podcast, like you guys have listened to it before, if you got the chance to, we did one whole podcast on our favorite chase scene movies. This one is going to go on next year if we do it. And I don't think I'm going to be able to highlight it. I think I'm going to have to do the entire movie as the chase scene.
Yeah. It was just like, it was epic, man. It was just crazy. I got like
So can I get into, a con I saw in the movie? We'll get into a lot of pros, but,
yeah.
I think, don't go with me if you don't want to, but Mad Max wasn't the main character in the movie. This is, I think Charlize Theron, her character, Furiosa, was the main character, and almost Mad Max was a supporting role. I'm pretty sure she got more screen time than he did.
I think it was kind of split between the two, but there was a lot of build up for him to like get off the leash and the chain, like, 'cause in the beginning of the movie he had that mask on and he was like captive, and you were just like waiting for him to just like be unleashed, you know, and like it took a while for him to get going.
Right.
And he really didn't have a lot of dialogue.
I think it's cool. They paid homage. Is a Road Warrior where he didn't, like, the first like 15 minutes of the film he doesn't talk.
Yeah, he had minimal dialogue in Road Warrior. He kind of was like, a little stoic.
Yeah, no, but I think he didn't say a word for like the first 15 minutes of the film, like Mel Gibson in Road Warrior.
Well,
don't quote me, but I think he did. I think he only had a couple lines too.
Well, there was nobody to interact with in the first part, like, cause he was getting chased by that guy Wes on the bike, and and then when he met the gyro captain, the dude in the little helicopter, that's when he was like talking. So it was like a good portion without him talking, but one thing I noticed in the movie, and we can get into this later, is like, it paid a lot of homage to the originals, and one weird thing I noticed is that in Road Warrior, Max was driving that tanker like all injured and his eye was like swollen shut. Yep. And it was a very like, almost like an iconic kind of look he had, like just like damaged and still kind of trucking through. And Charlize Theron had that look. Her eye was like swollen shut.
She did.
And she reminded me of him in Road Warrior.
Yeah, after she got stabbed.
Yeah. I picked up on that. And the little music box, did you see that?
I did see that. Yep. The one that he gave to the little feral kid.
Yes, the little music box.
Yeah, the wife or one of the wives had it.
Yep. And dude, they had his shoulder pad, he had his knee brace. That was just like great to see that. And there was one more. There's one little quick cut where they showed this dude's eyeballs popping out. Like it was like a flashback scene, and it was like, it was Toe Cutter from the first one. Cause like when Toe Cutter goes head on with the semi, like they cut to his eyes and his helmet and they pop out of his head. And in Fury Road, dude, they show the same clip, but it was like half a second.
What are the flashbacks that he has?
Yes.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
I didn't catch it.
One con that I had, and dude, it sounds like I'm hating on it, but I got a whole list of pros.
Dude, we need to get into some pros here.
We will. One con, and I'm gonna keep it real, cause I could only keep it real with reviews. I didn't care for his voice in a lot of segments. Like I thought he was trying too hard. It was too raspy, like fake sounding. Like I couldn't put my finger on it. It kind of reminded me of Christian Bale in like the Batman flicks. Like he's like,
like
get the chain. Like it was like too, I don't know. He was trying too hard.
Caveman-ish. It was a little like caveman style. Yeah, like.
Yeah.
Like water, fire.
Yeah, it was just, I don't know. But it was like Hardy's take on it. And, I respect it, you know. I picked up a little bit of Bronson there. Like a little bit of the Bronson role, like crept out in this. Like that brutish kind of like vibe.
I picked a little bit of the Bane kind of feel to him.
Yeah?
Yeah. There was like one scene, I forgot what it was, but he was like, I like the way he like acted, like his like physically acted it reminded me of like the Bane
dude,
character.
He was a fucking beast, dude. He was a freaking savage, dude.
Yeah, he was.
Like, wow. Like when it was time to handle business, like he took dudes out. Like it was crazy. All right.
So you got any other ones you want to touch on?
I got no more cons. Now I'm going into the pros.
Yeah, I'm with you.
You want to go first or?
Yeah, so overall, dude, the epicness of them able to, you know, I watched a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and George Miller wanted to keep it just like the old movies, at least amount of CGI as possible. So a lot of those car crashes and a lot of those stunts are real, which you can see that in the film. You know, they didn't sacrifice a lot of the camera shots, and they kept the camera on those. Dude, the overall just action scenes, it does remind you a lot of Road Warrior, especially like that last scene, you know, in Road Warrior where they're all on top of the tanker. Yeah. So like the whole movie is basically that last scene from Road Warrior.
Yeah.
Dude, those pendulum things. Those guys coming down on the pendulums.
Yeah.
Dude, those things are crazy.
Dude, how about when he got snatched up by one and then he like kicked the dude off and then he went back over and there was that
rode it back down.
Big explosion. Dude, that shit was crazy, dude. Okay, how about this? This is my favorite part in the whole movie. That crazy ass old man that got the glass in his eyes and was blind.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! And he was screaming with the Uzi shooting. That shit was crazy. Wherever.
Yeah.
Dude, I was dying because he goes, "Where's the flare?" And they were like, "It's right in front of your face."
It's in front of your eyes.
And you saw like glass in his eyes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude, that was the craziest fucking scene.
Yeah, that was.
And when he like, there was one dude that had like an elephant man foot. and like Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, the big fat guy with like the weird thing on his nose.
Yeah, dude, he used him as a human shield. He got shot up.
Yeah, and then he stuck his big old fat foot on the gas tank or on the gas pedal.
Yeah, dude, I was laughing. That was so funny.
How about like wait, I just
the big dude.
Me. Yeah, like you know what his name is? I looked it up.
It was some weird
Rictus Erectus.
Yeah. I thought his name was the Colossus or something, but I was wrong.
No, yeah, Rictus Erectus.
That's Nathan Jones. He was a former wrestler and he had like a couple of MMA fights, which he sucked at. He would get beat down. But
dude, he was stomping
He's
Tom
Hardy. Beast. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, he was. Tom Hardy just got lucky to take care of him, you know?
Yeah, he beat him with like that skull or something. Like,
dude, what about those guys on the pendulums with like the chainsaws and stuff?
I remember there's one dude on a chainsaw and Tom Hardy saved Furiosa. Like he shot him because he was gonna chainsaw her from on top.
Yeah.
But there was more than one?
Yeah, well they had like one guy had like you know, like those bush weed whacker things? One guy had one of those. And he was swinging on there.
Dude, the movie was like it was like vintage Max in a way. Like, it just, a lot of colorful, weird post-apocalyptic characters. There was like more mutated people in this one.
Yeah, dude, we'll touch on that. So like, alright, so my, correct me if I'm wrong. So, Immortan Joe is obviously like sick and like mutated and stuff like that. And, you know, he's got the breathing mask and he's unhealthy. And so he's trying to breed a perfect race for himself, basically, right? Like he's trying to get a perfect son.
I guess, dude, that's
part of the story that doesn't really get like, I
just kind of gathered that the chicks were just there to like produce milk and be like kind of like devices to reproduce. Like they were like sex slaves in a way But I mean like, you know, like when, you know that girl, I looked her up, she's a Victoria's Secret model. I knew I recognized her from, like his prize wife that was pregnant. Yeah, the blonde. Dude, how about when she died?
Yeah, dude, that's like, you felt bad for that, yeah.
Yeah, like dude, they pulled no punches with that. Like a pregnant chick got run over.
Yeah, and then they cut her open and took the baby out.
Yeah, and they threw the baby like a slab of meat.
Yep.
Like you heard it, like.
That was a little disturbing.
Dude, that was like, but I saw it.
But when they took her out, or the baby out, they said, this would have been your perfect son. So I'm thinking that all those kids, like the, I don't know, painted white kids, what do they call them, war boys?
I think so.
Are all like his offspring.
I don't know if all of them are, but like, I know the big dude was, cause he said like, I would have had a brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
But like, what are those,
weird.
like, I mean, like Tom Hardy was a blood bag, like, and then the guy had like tumors on him, and then what was that shit they were spraying in their mouth? Like before they're about to kamikaze themselves? I
think it was just silver spray paint, dude, to be honest. Yeah, I think they were like huffing because, remember, like, it's in the future, it's post-apocalyptic, so like normal things to us become like special things to them in the future. You know what I mean? Like, they took like regular spray paint and sprayed their teeth and mouth and they got like all amped up off of it. But it was like silver spray paint to me.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was like something that like pumped them full of adrenaline because it was right before they killed themselves. So.
Yeah, that one dude who got the arrow in his face and neck, he sprayed his mouth with that shit and got all amped up. Yeah,
and then he jumped off with like those fire stick things.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah. But like, to touch on, so I'm thinking, I don't know, that they're all weird. Leanne, you know, I took my wife to go see it and this is not her type of movie at all. And I bamboozled her into coming to see it with me.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, check this out. It's a cool car chase movie. And it opens up and, she, is like, you didn't tell me that there were zombies in this movie. And my wife does not watch zombies. I'm like, no. They're just like weird, crazy, futuristic guys. Like that's all it is. And, so yeah, they're just like weird creatures, like they're like tattooed up and they got like tumors and like weird things on them and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
I think people are mutated because of like the fallout and shit. You know, it's kind of like Hills Have Eyes in a way.
Yeah.
You had like some weird dudes, like that little baby. Like Gil on the other podcast says something about a baby with a beard. And I'm like, yeah, the little midget, like doughy dude. With, like,
that guy that's like mutated. Yeah.
Yeah, he was just odd looking, man.
What do you think of the Nicholas Hoult character? I like him. He's the guy that the war boy that was with them.
The one that defected.
Yeah, Nux was his name.
He was okay, dude. He kind of annoyed me at some points. I kind of wish he just died already. But he was okay, like, you know, filler character, you know.
Mm-hmm. Have you seen Warm Bodies?
Yes.
Where like the zombie, like he eventually becomes alive again. I think he did pretty good in there. Like he his inner monologue in that movie, like he had pretty good delivery with his inner monologue.
I didn't pin him for that. Now that you brought that movie up, now I see who it is.
Yeah. And he was also Beast from the X-Men series.
Okay.
Yeah. He played the Days of Future Past. He played Beast in there.
Yep, I remember now.
Yeah.
Dude, so like some of my major pros is like you touched on, George Miller directing it again, which is fantastic because you know it's going to be a true Mad Max film. The actor's name, forgive me if I pronounce it. Just a comment side on it. You know, he was sitting on Mad Max Fury Road for 12 years, the script. Yeah. Before it got made. That's crazy. I know it was a long time. Thunderdome came out like in 89, dude. Yeah. Or 90. That's like 30 years. Yeah. Yeah, that's a long time. But it was kind of
go ahead.
It was kind of bittersweet watching it cuz dude, honestly, if Mel Gibson didn't kind of ruin his career, I could see him back. Like he could have did it. You know, he was in
Bruce Willis came back for Die Hard, you know?
Yeah, dude, it's Mad Max. He just has to drive a car and shoot guns badass. Like he doesn't have to be this like young, you know, fit. You know what I mean? Like he could have pulled it off.
He's just got to be a brute with guns, you know?
And a badass. Right. But I was happy George Miller directed it. I thought it was freaking awesome. They brought back Hugh Keys Byrne, I think is his name, but he's the actor that played Toe Cutter in the very, very first Mad Max, and he played Immortan Joe. So you have the same director, and you got the same original villain, the same actor. That is amazing to me.
Yeah, I think that was pretty cool.
What else I really liked about it? We touched on the nods to the originals, like the costume, the little music box. I liked how they added like a little bit of realism to Max where he's schizophrenic. Like you don't go through all that shit and not mentally damaged. So in the movie he was haunted by like people like that he couldn't save or like people who came across that died. It was just like, it was kind of cool to see that.
I don't know the little girl. Like what's the little girl?
I think they just had her in this movie, dude. Like it was just like, you know, basically they threw it in there so you can piece together somebody that died in his past.
Well, didn't his wife and daughter died, right? In the first one?
Yeah, but the kid was a baby.
Oh, not like a little girl.
No, it was an infant, like a little baby. Let me see. I wrote down some pros. I literally wrote down action. Like that's one of the pros. Like I called it Rolling Thunder, dude. Like the movie progressively got more violent. Cause like when it started, it kind of was coming off as a PG-13. Like I was like, where's the gore? And dude, the more it went on, the more action, the more gore. Dude, the more violent death. Like I was loving that.
Dude, how about friggin' Immortan Joe at the end?
What? Dude,
gets his face ripped off.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was freaking crazy. Like, what did she say to him? She said something like, remember me?
She said, remember me? And then, she like hooked his like
the
face
chain
to the tire. Yep.
Dude. And you heard like a ripping like noise, and they barely showed his jaw getting ripped off, which was worse.
Yep.
That was worse
They made your
than
imagination do it.
Oh my God, dude. That was like, dude, my jaw was like open, like, holy shit. Like, his face got ripped off.
Right.
Wow. Charlize Theron was amazing. Like, I thought she was
great job.
Great. She was great, dude. Her fight with Max, that was freaking cool.
Mm-hmm.
When, dude, Max is like all about survival. Like remember when he couldn't get the chain off and he was gonna blow the dude's arm off with the shotgun?
Yeah.
And then he was like, screw all this mess. He picks up the guy on his shoulder and drags the door.
Yep.
Like he was like all about survival. Like.
Yeah, cause he saw the truck, right? So he just started walking up to the truck. Yeah.
He just, trooped it over there with the body in the door.
With the body on top of him.
I like the major spoiler here, but if you're still with us, you know, we've
already ruined half the movie.
Yeah, you had fair warning. But I love how they ended it and they made Max a drifter again.
Yes. I love how they didn't like make him go up and like become like a popular, like the king or take his place. Like I love the fact that they just kind of like, you know, he just kind of bailed at the end. That's the way he's always been. You know, they kept true to the character. So.
Yeah, cause like, dude, in the second movie, there's like a monologue and it talks about like the Road Warrior and how he's like a broken man and all this stuff. And then like it ends with like monologue saying like, that's the last I saw of the Road Warrior. So like, they kept the theme of like him being this drifter that just like messes shit up and then just goes on about his survival and his life again, you know?
Did you catch, you know, like the tattoos that they tattooed on his back? It says Road Warrior.
Ah, dude, I saw there was like a bunch of scribbled stuff on it, on his back, but I really didn't pick up on what it said.
Yeah, well, it says like, it's like right where like, when next time you see it, like, it says like his blood type, and then underneath his blood type it says Road Warrior.
Dude, another aspect of the movie I liked was, how Tom Hardy, I mean, they really portrayed Max as like a desensitized, like broken man. Like he was just like mentally like just jacked up, dude. Like even his communication skills were just very like primal, you know?
Yeah. He's like caveman status.
Yeah, dude. He was just like a very damaged like person and they portrayed it like he was like schizophrenic. You know, he had like these visions, but dude, like his visions like almost made him like more amped up. Like you picked up on that, like
right. They're like he gave him like a little bit of like
adrenaline, like
exactly
dump or something. And what was another major pro? And I think I'm pretty much done with the major like super likes about it. Oh, one more thing.
Go ahead.
The major like okay, this is like in every Mad Max movie, and the movies are known for this. One major car battle chase sequence. And even though the new one was a giant sequence, like the third act of it, like almost towards the end, that one, like
the one where they're running for the canyon.
Yeah, they had to go back to the same way they came.
Right.
And that sequence, dude, that finale and climax, like it was just like fucking dude, it was crazy. It was just like,
yeah, that was a thrill. Definitely that was the highest octane one.
Dude, it was like a blur of action. Like, I have to rewatch it.
Oh yeah, I want to rewatch it too.
I'm definitely gonna own it. And I just got like a couple more things to say, and I think I pretty much I'm done with what I have to say about Fury Road.
I think the like my biggest thing and my biggest pro, obviously we've completely touched on the action portion of it, and that's true. Mm-hmm. But it was a thrill ride to the fact that I didn't feel a lull in the process. You know, like I was had to go to the bathroom and I held it because I didn't want to miss anything.
Dude,
I didn't want to miss anything.
My heart was beating, dude. Like rapidly. Like I was on the edge of my seat. It was like
it was a thrill ride through and through. Even like it had like the little parts where they had to tell the story, but you're like waiting for it to ramp back up again. You know, like a Fast 7 I just saw in the theaters not too long ago, and that's an action movie. But at some points I was like, okay, like let's move on with this. And not at all with this action movie was I like that.
It didn't give you a chance, dude. It was just like just rolling, like action. Dude, how about the opening sequence, like establishing like his reflexes and his badassness when he stomped on the lizard?
Yeah.
And he like scoops it up real quick off his heel and eats it.
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, like, okay, I'm ranting now, but how about this, dude? For the people that are fans of the original, movies, the first movie, he was a clean cut cop. The Road Warrior, he looked weathered. The third one, he looked really weathered. Dude, how jacked up did he look when he first got captured?
Beat up. With his hair all long. He was looking like Tom Hanks from Castaway.
Dude, but that's so freaking awesome that they maintain that, like, they continued the whole theme of like him just getting more just like weathered and worn.
Yeah.
It was just well done.
Somebody said though, and I didn't agree with this, is that Mad Max Fury Road fits into the series before Road Warrior.
No.
I know, I didn't agree with that. I didn't agree with it, but they said that it fits in before that. No,
dude. I view, like, it's funny, like, I view Fury Road as a Mad Max film, but I also view it as a standalone. Like, I don't think you have to watch the other Mad Max films to enjoy this one or like be caught up, you know? But I do think if you saw the other ones, you'll enjoy it more.
You will.
And for me, dude, it was bittersweet because I got a soft spot for Mel Gibson, and it's like I grew up watching him as Mad Max, and it was like bittersweet, dude. It was kind of like sad not seeing him in the role, but you know, I was content with Hardy as Max. I
think so too. Mel Gibson's not going to be Mad Max anymore, and I think that Tom Hardy is a great aspect to the franchise. Yeah. So even though we know that he's not Mel, we don't have Mel anymore. So we got Hardy, and I think Tom Hardy will carry it on. Yeah, he's a great replacement to take the torch. You know, if I had to pick anybody, it's Tom Hardy's is great. It's just my inner child, dude. You know what I mean? Being picky about it, but anyway, man. I'm all Fury Road. Wrote it out. I am too. I think we covered enough. What do you think? I think so too. So go watch it. Yes. 2 thumbs up from Newbreed Film Reviews. I saw Avengers 2 and Fury Road, and I'm gonna just go on record. Fury Road was way more entertaining, and it was just overall better. I think I made a good choice. I don't know if I'm gonna. Now it's got to work on to go and see the Avengers, but I think I made the good choice to go see Mad Max instead of the Avengers, from what I've heard from people. Yeah, I'm curious to see what you say when you see Avengers 2, dude, but I do think that Fury Road, dude, it's gonna be hard to top that as far as an action movie of the year. Yes. Like, what's gonna beat that? Like, you know? Exactly. But, alright, man. So, that covers, Fury Road, and that was episode 27. And, what's 28 gonna be on? 28, we're gonna give our Netflix recommendations. So, you guys can check on that one, and we'll tell you what we're watching on Netflix, what we watch on Netflix, what's there for you to get right off the podcast and be able to see. Mm-hmm. So, hit us up on Facebook, Newbreed Film Reviews. We're also on Twitter, Newbreed Film. And, we're on Podomatic, which if you're listening to here, we're on iTunes, we're on a lot of different servers. Yeah. And, we're also, you can hit us up by email if you want on newbreedfilmreviews2014@gmail.com. Yes. You got any last words, Dave? No, just, like you said, 2 thumbs up for Fury Road. Go buy your ticket. It's totally worth it. Thank you for listening, for the people out there and the support. And that's it. We'll be back with 28. All right. Later.